To begin with, firstly, I would like to welcome our strongest pillar of support, Dr. Shailaja ma'am, our director at BMS School of Architecture, Yelahanka. Thank you for being with us, ma'am. Today's webinar, we have two important speakers, out of which the first one would be Mr. Harish. Harish sir began his architectural journey with a diploma in architecture, followed by Bachelor of Architecture. His early career has been focused on retail interiors, while he gained extensive experience in commercial design. He later transitioned into the architectural practice, working on projects of varying scales and topologies, including educational, commercial, and residential developments. To speak of his further expertise, Sir has also done his master's degree from School of Planning and Architecture, that is SPA Delhi. Post-graduation, he worked with MNCs like Alexander Architects, contributing to large-scale projects before the entrepreneurial leap to establish Studio 39, which is Sir's venture. Followed by Sir is currently supporting us in the position of Associate Professor at BMS College of Architecture, where a lot of future architects are being mentored by Sir. So today Sir is going to speak especially pertaining to NATA, what all young architects who are aspiring to become architects would want to know. So over to you, Sir.
Thank you so much. I think that's kind enough to introduce me. And welcome on. It was a pleasant evening. I see there are a lot of people who are interested to know about the data. So I just start sharing my screen. Okay. Can you guys confirm whether you can see my screen?
The screen is visible, sir.
Excellent. Okay. So to begin with, the NATA basically is for the to entry architecture course in India. Say to give a brief introduction, what is architecture and why NATA is important. Architecture course is a professional course where it is not completely like engineering, but it is a professional course which has have 5 years in the span of 5 years. At the same time, if you have to compare ourselves to any other professionals like doctors, lawyers, once they finish their course, they'll be given licenses to practice, like the CA and others. Same here, you'll also be given license by the Council of Architecture. If you see the screen, the top of it, it is Council of Architecture and BMSSA. So the Council of Architecture is the epitome or the highest body in India, which actually governs the architecture practice in India. The similar kind of bodies are across the globe. So if you have to practice in India, you need to have a license from which is issued by the Council of Architecture. Having said that, to practice anywhere, the similar kind of practice is also being applied across the globe. Now, to begin with, if you once get inside the architecture and finish your 5 years, the Council of Architecture also gives you the licenses and also gives you guidelines to practice. That means it tells you the code of ethics to practice in India. And also the role of Council of Architecture is to monitor the education patterns in across India. Now, this is the body which actually sets the rules and regulations to conduct and also run the architecture colleges across India. So this is the sole body which actually gives the guidelines even for the NATA. Now, but what is NATA? If you see, the full form of NATA is National Aptitude Test in Architecture, which is an entrance examination for undergrad architecture, that is called BR course, the Bachelor's of Architecture, across India. The objective of this is to observe the skills, sense of proportion, the aesthetics, and critical thinking. Now, if you see the NATA as a pattern has changed over a period of time, but whatever you're presenting today, it is for this year. Whatever the pattern I'm trying to discuss is for this year. So please be attentive when I'm trying to explain the structure of the examination. Okay. And if you see the schedule of the exams, now first thing we need to understand who can take up these examinations. One, who have already attempted last year, they can also be they are also eligible to take up the present 2025 NATA examination. And attempts in the NATA could be like fast attempt. The better scores of NATA from 2024 and 25 could be taken. And if you see the second option, that if you have attempted already, the 2 attempts are given, and the best of the 3 scores will be considered from 24 and 25. If you see all the 3 attempts, if you gave this time, best of the 3 scores will be taken from 2025, rendered 8.
So
If you take 3 attempts in the 2025, the 2024 scores will not be considered. So these are the preconditions if you already have taken 2024 NATA examination. Now, what are the timings of examination? It is usually conducted on Fridays and Saturdays, starting from 1st of March. It's already started, and it will go on up to June 2025. Now, in the Friday session, there are 2 sessions which will be there. You can take up either in the morning or in the afternoon. So if you see the Friday, it is only afternoon session which is available. The morning sessions are not there. But Saturdays, you'll have 2 sessions where you can opt for it. That is, it will start at morning, with afternoon sessions. Morning, it will start at 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. And second session will start with 1:30 to 4:30. Okay. So this is in terms of the schedule of examination. Now, what is the structure or the syllabus of examination? There are 2 parts into it. One is the part A, which consists of the drawing in composition, which is an offline mode. And part B is multiple choice questions and no choice questions, which is an online mode. So that means to say there are 2 parts. One is part A, which will be offline, and part B, which will be online. So you have to understand clearly that you have to also draw and write, and second is also use online mode in the second part. So the medium of aptitude test will be either in English or Hindi. Okay. The next one. Now let us understand what is there in the part A of the examination. It is basically drawing and composition test. It will be a span for 1.5 years, that is 90 minutes. The marks will be of 80 marks. Okay, now what does it contain? A1, A2, A3. There are 3 parts which will contain, which is 25 marks, and 30 marks. Now, what does this first one, A1, says? It is a composition and coloring. For example, you will be given certain shapes of, different shapes like squares, cubes, circles, and different shapes. And you'll ask to arrange it and compose it in such a way that there are instructions given to you. Based on that, they will evaluate the marks. The second part is the sketching and compositions in a black and white. Ability to draw, visualize, depict situations involving buildings, its components, people, environment. Like for example, if you give a choice, like if you're standing in a platform and platform of a railway station, and you're watching the train, passing by, what will it be look like? The second one would be like if you're in a flying carpet on the New York City skyline, how does it look? So these are the sketches where it requires your visualization skills. So that way you have to understand the basic things of perspectives. You have to understand there are different types of perspectives which will help you in sketching. So when they judge your sketches, they'll also see these are the skills which you have or not. The same goes to the color also. You should have the color theory, which is help you in understanding the the mood of the color, the texture of the color, or what is that you're trying to depict. All this will be the color composition. So does the sketching. Now, what is the third one, which is little different from the A1 and A2? A3 is they will give you physical models, which will be the kind of a kit which they will provide you. You have to rearrange the 3D model, probably a different cubes or solids they will give you. They'll ask you to compose that in a particular space, and that based on that they will take a photograph and they'll upload it. This is the 3D composition which will carry 30 marks for it. Okay, this is the part A, which will be offline mode, which consists of 80 marks and it is paired for 90 minutes. Okay, now part B, which is an online mode, there are two parts into it, that is B1 and B2. The B1 is a 42 questions of multiple choice questions, and B2 is a non choice questions, which is the 8 numbers will be there. Now, what are the types of questions will be there here? It will be visual reasonings, ability to understand and reconstruct 2D and 3D composition knowledge about its composition and technical concepts. Mind you, this is all online. You only have to select or write the right answers here. So next is the logical derivation, which is the ability to decode the situation, composition, context, and generate the meaning. Understand the minute information hidden in the particular situation and drawing conclusions. The next one is the general knowledge, architecture, and design. See, general awareness of architecture, they might ask you anything related to architectural and constructions. It could be what could be the wall thickness, what is the size of a bricks, what do you mean by a lintel, what is the meaning of a plinth, what is, so they can ask anything with the components of architecture. They can even ask about, the history also, some parts of history also. They can ask anything which is related to architecture. Language and interpretation is the next topic. Ability to correct and logically generate meaning in words and sentences. Understanding about English grammar. So this requires the basic knowledge of English is what has been recognized. Design sensitivity and thinking. Ability to observe, record, and analyze the people, space, product, environment, critical thinking, reasoning, and ability to identify the suitable communications. Ability to understand semantics, metaphors, problems, identification, definition of analysis of a given situations. So basically, again, this is something related to design, which requires some amount of design thinking or design process, which we teach in our first year kids, where you need to have basic understanding of all this. And the next one is numerical ability, basic mathematics, and by now you will all be experts in mathematics. So the similar one, but it is not to an extent where it has been given to you or examination, but it will be a little more simpler, basic mathematics, and its association creative thinking to unfold a space with the use of geometry. So generally, whatever the maths, which is also be always related to architecture only. Clear? So now, who can appear who can take up this examination? There are 3 conditions. One is who is in your 11th or first year UC, they can appear in the exam, they can take up the examination. The second person who is already finished the PUC, they can take the examination. The person who has done diploma like me, but he has to have maths in this diploma course. Then only he can take a BR course as a entrance exam as NATA. However, the admission to the BR course shall be made as per the eligibility prescribed by the Council of Architecture as per the minimum standards of architectural education regulations 2020. If you go to the website of Council of Architecture and if you see this minimum standards of architectural education regulations, it will be updated year on year or whenever there is an update. So this is the latest one where you can also see their clear guidelines will be given for architectural education in India. And candidates may note that 2025 is a qualifier aptitude test to the admission to the BR program offered by the universities and institutions in the country, subject to the fulfillment of eligibility criteria as prescribed by the council. See, now this is where you have to understand, if you want to take the architecture in India, you have to take NATA. Got it? So NATA is must to take the admissions in architecture. Clear? Now, what are the minimum qualification criteria if to in the NATA exams? Now, we have explained there are two parts in the NATA exams, Part A and Part B. Right? You have to score minimum 20 marks out of how much? What was the minimum for the Part A? It is 80 marks. From the 80 marks, you have to score how much? 20. In the Part B, out of 120, you have to score 30. Then only 80 qualified. What is the third condition? Overall, you have to have minimum 70 marks out of 200. Clear? So, 80 marks is the Part A and 120 the Part B. Out of both, you have to secure 70 marks. The first condition is in the Part A, you have to score minimum 20. In the Part B, you have to score minimum 30. And third condition is overall score 70 as an aggregate. Clear? Then only you will be given certain rank in the or certain marks in the NATA, or else you will not be qualified. Candidates will qualify NATA unless the three conditions mentioned above are satisfied. In case of candidates appears in multiple tests, all previous scores of NATA 2025 shall appear on the scorecards. The best scores obtained in all attempts shall be taken as a valid score in 2025. NATA 2025 score shall be valid for 2 academic years from the year end which is prepared. So, if you take NATA this time, it is valid for this year 2025 as well as for 2026. Clear? So, it is content so you can take. Now, we as a school, that is BMS School of Architecture, which is in Yelahanka, our code is K17, because please remember, this code will appear when you are selecting the examination point. Okay, K17 is our center number. Now, what is the procedure to apply for the NATA? First is when you apply to the NATA, then you come to the center. What is the procedure to enter the examination? The report, first thing is you have to report at 9 o'clock if you are taking up the sessions at the first session, whether it is, so first session is morning session, that is only in the Saturday, you have to come at 9 o'clock in the morning. And if you've taken a second session, that will be 12:30, you have to report to the examination center, irrespective to wherever center you've selected. You have to be there at 9 o'clock for the first session and 12:30 for the second session. The opening of the examination hall, that will start at 9:15 in the first sessions and 12:45 in the second session. Now, once you enter the hall, reporting to the candidates to be completed by 9:45. There is a reporting procedure which has to be done within 30 minutes from you enter the hall. Okay? That is applied for both the session. Closing of the gate, once you enter 9:15 till 10 o'clock, where the examination hall will be closed. 45 minutes is the gap what you get to enter the examination hall. So, mind you, even though this time is given, you have to report at 9 o'clock only. Okay, clear? Commencement of examination will start sharp at 10 o'clock. Okay, and in the second session, it will be 1:30. So, please be on time so that the examination is clean and clear. So, duration of the examination is from 10 to 1 o'clock in the first session. In the second session, it is 1:30 to 4:30 p.m. The late entry of the candidates will not be permitted in the examination hall. 10:15 is the maximum time of a session, and 1:45, no extra time shall be granted in such candidates. Exit from the examination shall not be allowed before 1 o'clock, and 4:30 will not be allowed. Clear? Now, etiquette is to be, first, candidate must download the original appointment card or the admission card which has been issued by the NATA 2025, original proofs. Please don't get Xeroxes. You have to get the original identity proof of your Aadhaar, passport, or a driving license, voter ID, or a valid ID document. Okay, don't necessarily get the this ones. You can get the color printout masked of Aadhaar card downloaded from the UDI. That is possible. But otherwise, it is all original proof of identity has to be brought in. And what you can bring along with you is also a pencil, eraser, dry colors, and a scale of up to 15 centimeters only. Don't carry T scale, set square now only before even reaching the NATA exam. So it is advised only to get the 15 centimeter scale and pencils, erasers, and whatever the required colors what you can bring along with it. So what are the do's? Because these are the very important point which once you get inside the hall, these are very important instructions which you need to be very clear. That is, read the online instruction carefully before filling in the application form online. Okay, specify all personal information, address, and date of birth correctly. Remember your username, security question answers, and the passwords. Please, in a hurry, don't forget your security answers and passwords. Please make a note of it and separately. Choose the city of center carefully. Yes, this is the second important point where you have to be very clear where you're selected. Upload the color photograph and signature of a specified size only. If you don't know how to make to the specified the size, please take somebody's help. At least make sure that your photos are clear, including your signatures. Retake the copy of confirmation page. This is also very important. Don't lose your confirmation page. Make at least one soft copy and one hard copy along with you, and keep this carefully till your NATA exams gets over. Follow the time schedule as mentioned in the brochures and appointment card. Carry printed copy of appointment card to the examination. Carry pencils, erasers, sharpeners, strikers, scales up to 15 centimeters, you already told. Only candidate with the appointment card shall be granted entry into the examination hall. Please don't forget your admit card while you are coming in the center. They will not allow you without that. Please make sure you get the appointment card. Or don't carry in your mobile and say, sir, this is what I have, and you let me in. They'll not allow. Please carry a hard copy. Clear? This is not any train tickets or some other flight tickets where you show to a security person and you get inside. No, you have to get a appointment card of printed only. The water don't divulge your username, security answers to anybody. Okay, that is important. Don't give wrong or unused mobile numbers. Please make sure that the mobile number which you give is inactive, or somebody who is important, you can give their number also. Email IDs also, please give a valid email ID so that it is used for further transactions. Don't upload for quality scanned photographs or signatures. Don't send duly filled confirmation page or lengthy document. See, this has been happening quite some time, and that's why COA even this don'ts, that once you fill in all the this one and you take a printout and you post that to COA at New Delhi, and what will they do with those confirmation? Nothing. They will throw it to dustbin. So instead, don't send anything to them. You please keep it with you and bring along with the time of examination. Don't spoil the hard copy of the downloaded appointment card. Don't bring plate, mobile phone, calculator, or any other electronic gadgets inside the examination hall. Make sure you keep everything in your bag and then enter the examination hall. Don't bring any instruments inside the examination hall. So that's it from the NATA examination. Anything else? Can you please ask me?
Thank you, Harish sir, for such insightful session. I believe students will have a few doubts related to NATA. I would request all the students to wait for some more time. We will have Q&A session towards the end of the session. Up next, we have our next speaker, Ms. Suprita. To speak a few words about Suprita, ma'am, she is working currently at BMS School of Architecture, Yelahanka, as assistant professor. With over 9 years of experience in academia, ma'am is passionate about teaching. She is deeply interested in research and architectural practices, striving to bridge the gap between academic knowledge and real world design through continuous learning and professional engagement. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, could you please unmute?
Good evening, everyone. Give me a minute. I'll just share the screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Good evening, all of you. Today here, I'll be just giving you a brief introduction about the BMS School of Architecture, which is located in the heart of Yelahanka. So here at BMS School of Architecture, it is a part of the prestigious BMS Educational Trust, which is known for its rich legacy in education. So under the BMS SA, under that we have, under the visionary of the great chairmen and the trustees that we have at our BMS Educational Trust. Miss Dr. B.S. Ragini Narayan, Dayanand Pai, and Aviram Sharma. Along with that, we have a team of committed faculties who is headed by our director, Dr. Shaila Bantanur, who herself has a great visionary towards research and with respect to the academics that we deal with. So coming to the infrastructure facilities that is present at BMS SA. So here we have widespread lush green campus, which is the most important part. Along with that, fixed auditorium, computer labs, libraries, skill labs, which I'll be giving you the photographs and insights of each one of them. Coming to with respect to the hands-on learnings at BMS SA, here we encourage students to engage in practical hands-on learning, which focuses mainly on the experimental learning part, bridging the gap between what is there with respect to the theory and the practice. Also with respect to on how first years and the second years, the initial foundation years, what we call in architecture, focusing more on the hardware skills with respect to maybe pottery, carpentry, metal fabrication, which will develop a creative insight for the students, and later going on to the higher semesters where they deal mainly with the software and other aspects to come in. Here also we have a lot with respect to the international associations with international domain experts, where we have a direct industry linkages, wherein architects from the eminent profiles having their own practice come in and are a part of our college. Coming to the vibrant campus life that any of you would want definitely in your upcoming professional course when you're joining, which you're looking forward to. We have with respect to the sports, the cultural, the students' fairs, the celebrations of every festival that happens here. So mainly it's a combination of the curriculum and the co-curricular activities, and where students are an important part of each and every activity that takes place in our campus. Also a lot of collaborations wherein we have MOUs signed up with Public Work Department, the Government of Karnataka, Karnataka Janapad Parishad, or Repair Cafe, a lot more with respect to the Indian institutions, and also we have collaborations and MOUs signed with the international university, example University of Notre Dame. So it helps us to get in touch with various institutions, various parts of the world, various different states in India, and understand on how architecture is flourishing in different parts of the world. And we keep conducting a lot of lecture series. It can be with respect to the heritage insights, a lot of research series that get installed, knowledge series. So these also are open to all of you. So irrespective, it will gain you knowledge on what is happening in the present day world. Also, it is helps in understanding on how to get into architecture, even being an architect, on how to take it forward. These are a few photographs or of art skill lab, wherein you can see the top left photograph being on a pottery, second one bottom left being the 3D machine, then with respect to the carpentry and the laser cutting machine. So here you can observe that even students are working with respect to these particular equipments. So here at BMSSA, we are boast to with a very well equipped skill lab, in which with a lot of tools, equipments and machineries, that students create designs and bring them into reality. So it's not like only on pen and paper you are creating designs here, so that you can look into in reality how your designs look, maybe in a miniature scale with respect to the 3D printing or the laser cutting machines. Also to understand how the fabrication is done, how you can work with curved lines, straight lines, all that you get an insight with respect to the skill lab. Also, with respect to the placement activities, which is one of our most important activities that takes place in our institution, this is mainly dealt with, driven by the students of the institution, which is headed by one of the faculty, and which faculty helps in, but it also begins from the first year itself in order to increase your skills or value added programs, and we have alumni network. So it is an on campus activity that happens, which creates and increases the industry linkages. Also, there is a hostel facilities. Boys hostel is within the campus, and outside there is BMSSA hostel, a PG that has been approved by us, which is around 200 kilometers from our campus, so that you can commute easily from there. And most important, if you see here, you can understand BMS SA is one of the only independent architecture college in Karnataka that is NAC accredited, which is one of the most prestigious accreditations that we have it here. Also, it has been ranked 7th among the India's private architecture colleges, and also we have our NIRF ranking, which is again a prestigious ranking that we have gotten. So working towards these rankings and these accreditations, how is it important or where does it come in? It proves in that how our college is been working towards the student centric and beneficial for the students. So this is on how we have our two more upcoming webinars that have been placed on 4th of April and 12th of April. Also, I would like to share a small video about our college so you can get in a detailed understanding on how our college looks in. Just give me a minute. Are you able to see the video? Can any of you confirm?
Yes, we can see the video.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. Is the audio also audible?
No, it's not audible, Suprita.
The audio is not visible.
audible.
No.
Okay,
No.
one second. I'll just check.
Now,
No, audio is not there.
Okay, one second. Some technical glitch. I'll just check in. Okay, either ways, I'll be sharing the link of our YouTube link as well in the group. I would request all of you to, in the chat, I'll just share it with you guys. I would please request all of you to, once the session is over, to kindly log in, just check our YouTube link. So the same video is what the link of the video that I've uploaded. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for such crisp and insightful information. Now we are open for any questions that we have from students. You could please unmute and ask any question or any sort of doubts that you have. Any questions for taking through NATA?
We're just waiting to fill the form, and it takes time. Just eager to do that. So I think also very clear. But I think, yeah, we're always there in the campus. You can reach to us, and you can ask us any questions you have. You know, be there, man. Our college line is always open. You can call us. You can drop into our campus and see the campus once. Probably that will make a lot of difference in terms of your perception of what architecture is, because these slides will give you just a glimpse of what architecture life is. When you come to the campus, you will definitely feel and understand what architecture is all about. So I would encourage you guys to please come to our campus and see once, and have a look at it, see our infrastructure, talk to students, talk to the faculty, talk to the staff inside, and get an angle of what architecture is, and then decide, because it's a very important decision you guys are making. So it's always best to take understanding of what you're trying to do. So please do come to a campus and ask whatever the questions you've got, and get clarified. Again, this is in Yelahanka. We have two branches, but then this is our branches in Yelahanka. This is a separate school, which is called BMS School of Architecture. They should be clear while coming. So I think Padmini will also share all the details with you guys. So can call them and reach out. It will be very, yeah.
Also, just to add on, we'll be sharing with you the poster soon, but we have been scheduled an open day on 27th of April. We would wish all of you come and visit our campus and experience the workshops that happen and take place that day, so that you can get involved in the hands-on activities that takes place in college, so that you can get in touch with the faculties and with respect to the campus, so that you can decide upon better. First of all the very best for your NATA exams. Fill in the forms, take up all it's very seriously, because NATA is very important, and it is one of the core important aspect to take up architecture, because without NATA you will not be able to take up architecture. Okay.
Okay. I think the session was very crisp and clear, that they have understood everything and they don't have any questions right now. And all the students, if you still visit our campus, we are always there to help you. If you still want to understand better the tips and tricks to crack the exam, we are always there before you take up the exam. Come and meet us. Along with this, we will be doing a series of sessions which will be helpful for you in the long run. So you could register on the link. Few of you have already registered for the upcoming webinars. So you have the contact number of admission department. You could book a slot with us for your visit. Especially if you want to interact something related to NATA, you are free to visit. With this, we come to the conclusion of the webinar. I would like to thank all the students for your participation. I hope we, through this session, we are being helpful for you in cracking NATA. Thank you, Harish sir. Thank you, Suprita ma'am. And I must thank our director, Shailaja ma'am. Thank you for always being there with us. Thank you all.